Hello everyone and welcome back to Alderbrain's channel where we play Torrents of the Spellhoarder with April, Joe, John and Tommy. Please introduce your characters and let's get back into underwater action and tomb raiding.
Hello, I'm April. I'm playing Mayra, Deep Scar of the Azure Abyss. She is a Triton Paladin, Oath of the Open Sea.
Hi, my name is Joe. I'll be playing Rax, and he's a Worm Slayer Ranger.
I'm John, and I'll be playing Ko, the Echo Knight, who is not wondering, but is certain if there are sea elves, there must be sea dwarfs somewhere. Maybe.
For sure.
There better be.
Hey everyone, Tommy here. I'm playing Feromalars, the young Bronze Dragon Ranger, about to eat some jellyfish.
Alright. You have been taken by Doran, leader of the Knights of Arvenshi, the only last resistance outside of the city of Arvenshi, to the tomb of Arvenshi himself, the famous Hierophant Archmage, used to be Lich, who has been killed by Morgar in a battle where Arvenshi could also entrap, entomb Morgar into a gemstone, where it later came out of, has been released somehow. But for now, you are here because you have the shell relic of Arvenshi in your hand, in your possession, which has this curious deep sea elven writing on it, which says that the orb of my ascension is, and then the other half probably contains the other half of the sentence. This is an oyster shell of two parts, and Dorantil, Balanta, the first trident, and the rest of the Deep Sea Elven Knights are sure that this is from the tomb of Arvenshi itself. They are not allowed to step foot to awaken the spirit of Arvenshi in general, but they have heard moaning and wailing from within this secret location where now he led you to. He would like you to and you agreed to return this shell relic to the tomb. And you have some memory, you have some information about the actual, the sequence of events the series of events that resulted in this shell relic ending up in your possession. So it was probably taken from here by a tomb robber who has been chased by a certain unknown Santarosian half-dragon noble. He fled to the mainland, to Aglarian or Drael, where he met Sorion Finanza and hastily sold the shell relic to him to make some money and get rid of it. And then Sorion Finanza, where you met him, joined the voyage to Santaros from Brine Coast in Drael, and you know the rest. Morgar came and was looking for actually this shell relic. There's a certain unknown secret and some sort of a for some reason Morgar is interested in this shell relic
And the
information on it. And now you're here to find out the second part of the information, and also return this sacred item, actually magical item, to the tomb, which of course the Deep Sea Elves are very thankful for. Dorantil Balanta said that they are not allowed, as I'm I'm just repeating myself, to set foot inside the tomb. But he took you here, and as you came, you see this gigantic red skull-shaped jelly, which you all rolled. If you are aware,
We weren't.
yeah, you were, and nobody knew. Yeah, nobody knew. Nobody rolled a high enough nature check to determine what type of jelly this is. For the sake of simplicity, let's call it a death jelly, which it is. It reacts very slowly. It's munching on a shark, which is partially rotten, and Dorantil Balental lowered the riding trident on the back of his giant seahorse, and he's up to charge. But first, it's Mera.
All right. So I have a question about the. I know it's gigantic.
It is huge.
Okay, it's huge. So, how big is this creature?
It's huge. You mean feet-wise?
Yeah, like how?
It's 15 times 15. It's in a 15.
Okay, so it's 15 feet tall. Okay. Okay, good. All right. And is I guess I wouldn't know. Mera.
You can roll. What do you want to know?
Well, whether or not it's a beast, elemental, or a monstrosity.
Let's do another. It's obviously beast, but you can roll again. Knowledge nature. You're an underwater.
It's fine.
You
I
don't
don't
push it.
I
All
don't-
right.
So we come upon this odd-looking jelly creature of the sea, munching on its seaweed, obviously going about its business, having its lovely repast. So Mera is going to. I can communicate simple ideas to any beast, elemental, or monstrosity with a swimming speed. It can understand my words, though I can't understand it. So this is one of those moments where I decide at the last minute to talk to something, and I'm like, oh God, what is she gonna say? She needs to do a speech. No. She's and so Mera is going to say, gentle creature, we mean you no harm. We are merely passing through this way toward that. I don't assume it knows what a tomb is. So we leave you in peace as long as you leave, as long as you don't. I guess that's not really a simple idea. I'm getting kind of complex.
Yes, this is what I wanted to say. So very, very soon, you are aware that these creatures, even if you can communicate to them, you can, to say to a fish, the maximum.
So the simple idea is we're not here to
we're
take
friends.
Right, we're not here to take your food or your territory and mean you no harm.
I would like to ask you to roll a persuasion check.
Okay, I have to roll persuasion. And what do I get for that? I get a +10.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
I get a plus 10.
10. All right. I will keep that in mind.
And I get advantage. No.
Just
I win.
that dice.
Wait. Okay. There. Did I do that right? Yeah. Sorry. Sometimes that's.
Oh my God! All right. So what happens is
Nice first roll.
Like she was incredibly with this.
He's your best friend from now on. So what happens is you
have a bed jelly.
Dorantil Balental just aims the lance and pulls the. How do you what do you control the horse with?
Reins.
Reins? pulls reins and like wants to charge in, and then you signal stop, and then you swim a bit forward and you raise both of your hands and like act like a jelly sort of. No, I'm not going to put this into the comedy stream, but you know, like you raise your hands and you communicate to it that we're friends. No, we mean no harm. And then this jellyfish continues to feed. You know, it can communicate back. You said, right?
Right. It can understand, though I can't understand it. So I guess I could try to communicate, but
so
it
does not communicate. But what it does is raise its skull-like face, which is obviously not a face. It's just, it looks like that, you know. But it kind of like as if it was turning to you for a moment, and then very calmly just continues continues ripping pieces off of this shark corpse and continues to feed, and you feel like, you know, it wants to finish feeding, and then, you know, then whatever will happen, but it doesn't, it recognizes you and it doesn't, you know, attack. It just feeds very calmly, continues to feed very calmly.
So we wait.
It's right in front of the doors, or is it
Yeah,
off?
it's like its tentacles are like in front of the doors, but it's not like blocking the door directly. You know, just you assume you probably have to wait before it finishes feeding, and then it will be off.
Okay. Right. I think if we give it some space and let it finish its meal, it should move on.
All right. So, now you can communicate underwater if you have a swim speed, and you can not the swim speed, but if you can,
water breathing.
Water breathing, if you can communicate. So it feeds and it takes a couple of minutes more, maybe 10, maybe even a bit more, but then it finishes and then just slowly, you know, floats like jellyfish style. It just floats away and then disappears into the, you know, you have this, don't forget, you have this drift orb.
Yeah.
And yeah, 60 feet bright light, 120 feet dim light, so it disappears into the darkness after 120 feet. Congratulations. Alright, Dorantil Bolantas says, please, don't touch anything, return the shell relic, learn what you want, learn what you can, and I'll be waiting outside. Also the door, it's locked. Please don't bash it down. Please find another way of opening it, and then also close it, please.
You don't know how to open it?
I have never tried, and would have never tried to try. Would have never dared to try.
Do we need to know any sort of special passwords or anything like that?
I'm not aware.
Well, I will tell you, this is not my type of magic.
Well, not to worry, because I've got a key.
The key that opens everything.
All right. I guess make our way to the doors.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just put you in size for the map, sort of trying to fit you there. You can't.
I'm gonna cast Zone of Truth. Tell us your secret, door. All I got, guys.
Alright, he's got a key. So Rex swims to the door.
Yeah, swim on up to the door, and well, I mean, I guess we should check the door out first, just before we start just trying to jam things in the lock.
Very wise. Please roll a perception check.
Anybody help me with this?
I can cast guidance.
Let's all take a look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll gladly assist.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast guidance because I assume Rax said something. I'm gonna take a good look at this. So,
And guidance adds what?
D4
D4 to search.
to an ability check.
Oh, dang it. I messed that up. Hold on.
Don't worry.
Sorry. Hang on.
No worries.
Sorry,
Out
not
there.
worry.
So
digital-
silly.
The digital dice need warmed up too.
Yes. Alright. So that's a
Damage.
14 plus 3. 17.
All right. So this is a gargantuan alabaster murex, a type of sea snail shell. The door is made out of the shell, cut out of it, carved out of it. It has beautiful engravings of animals, sea animals, and sea plants and all that. You check all of them. If anything, is a bit out of place or movable or giving a hint of some sort of a trap or anything, you check where the hinges are and where it closes and meets the it's a double door, so the two sides of the door, two wings of the door, but you don't find anything fishy.
Looks perfectly safe. Go ahead and stick my tools in it. Where the lock is.
Yeah, you actually
Is there a lock?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. What
There's
you
a key.
find-
There's like one of them old school door handles.
Yeah, no. What you find is actually the lock mechanism, which is a bit different than with normal locks. But there would be a key for it. It's a bit longer, the whole slot and everything, but it's definitely a key lock. So you put your tools in there and
Let's do this.
Let me do this. And
Right.
Don't forget the D4.
All right. I don't know why I've suddenly forgotten all of this. Remind me. Oh,
It's a
yeah.
dexterity.
I got it.
It's a dexterity check.
It's a dexterity check. Right. And I'm proficient with the tools. Got it. So. $24.
That's really nice. So you put the tools in there, and you put, in both hands you have something you hold against the lock, and then there's another one where you try to move the inner mechanism, and you kind of figure that this is not a simple one. So, you usually, what's your, what I would
We
say,
have a hammer.
no, wait.
I'll be gentle with it.
What I'm trying to express
Open,
here
just
is that
open.
it's not quite simple. Like it's a more complex one, but you managed to open the engine. You need to move 4 pieces inside instead of the regular one sort of thing, and you have all of there's a click and it doesn't open. There's another click, oh, it doesn't. You reach further in, and then hey, if I push this up, then there is one more here, click, then there's another one, oh, there's a 4th one, and then it opens. And when it opens into the inside of this Murex. Did I pronounce it right? Murex? And I'm gonna show you right now. Remove this thingy. Loop.
Oh.
Well, but room by room, because it curves. It curves.
Well, you can see into the middle,
Oh.
but even to the end. If you come inside, well, do you go inside?
Absolutely.
Yep.
As you go inside,
Come on, gang.
This is a 30-foot wide gate, so you open it up. It's huge, you know, and Dorothy Balanta, you can see him like looking, but doesn't want to go near. You know, it's like really sacred for him, and he even gestures something to be very cautious and please don't find anything in that. He's a bit worried, and these gates open and inside, behind the gate, the shell of the Murex spirals into a large empty chamber, whose walls are decorated by intricate, colorful, edged decorations. They depict 8 orbs, each with a different hue and the markings of one of the 8 schools of magic. Inscriptions in Deep Sea Elvish detail the okay, there are some inscriptions in Deep Sea Elvish. There's this twisting spiral of these 8 colors that all come together in the center, and there's a center. In the center, there's also an encryption. So there are these 8 orbs spiraling together, and in the middle there's an encryption, and on all of the 8 orbs there's an encryption. You can see 8 colors, as you can see here as well. So it's written in this language that you already recognize but don't speak. It's probably Deep Sea Elvish, obviously. When you look further inside, you see the middle section of the Murex, and there is on the inside, it's runes etched on its walls everywhere, like very heavily encrypted, super small runes everywhere, kind of structured though, so it's not like a big mix of runes. It's structured into blocks of runes, of scripts, I would say, and it's covered on a large area from, you know, ceiling to floor, everywhere. And as you look into the end, you see the skeletal remains of a humanoid laid upon a slab of black basalt. I'm not going into the details because you're not close to it, but there's a body laid out or actually a skeleton, sorry, laid out on a stone.
Would all be a werewolf's hairstylist. I think that's our boy.
Go quickly thinks page 85.
So the humanoid remains are on the leftmost of this shell, is what you're referencing. Okay. 5, 10, 15.
It's in a robe. So it's a skeleton in a white robe.
But we peek inside the shell, right?
Yeah, you do. I mean, he goes inside, so you can move your.
I move.
You can also move Rax. He said he moved in.
Yeah, Mayra is gonna draw her shield and make sure she is. I think I already had him out in prep for the jelly, so she hadn't put him up. Is that me? I think that's me.
Right. So as you move in, nothing happens. The spiral is under. I mean, it's all filled with water, obviously, and the spiral is under your feet. You can see 8 orbs on the walls surrounding you, and they all go down to the floor in a spiral, joining in the middle. And there's a text. But all of the orbs, one particular you recognize, sort of the same colorish purple. All of these orbs have this one small word under them.
Rax. Rax, does these writings, these runes, does any of it?
Well, give me a second.
I'd twist my beard bead around and little comprehend languages, see what I can figure out.
Because you have a key for every door, and you can read all the languages there are. That should be on your card. On your name card.
The universe is open to me.
Yes.
A trick for all occasions.
Yeah. Now, okay. So you move in, you cast your spell, and as you cast it, you wonder, does it come from the same source where Mayra's raise that power comes from? Because you were so intrigued about it, I'm just adding. And you have these orbs painted on the wall. Actually, they're not just circles. They are obviously swirling, deep, orbs of energy swirling and all that, like you have seen it actually, depicted on the wall with this writing on it. So all 8 have different colors. There's a blue one, a red one, a green one, a white one, a black one, a purple one, a yellow one, and a brown one. So you touch the first one, and the text under it, and it says shield.
This one says shield.
Then you touch the next one. That was the green one, which says shield. You touch the blue one, which says fog cloud.
This says fog cloud.
You touch the yellow one, which says augury.
April, are you writing these down?
I am.
Okay. Because I was trying to go to. All right, repeat that. He's repeating all these as he's seeing them.
Okay. So as you touch the purple one, which you pause for a second because it's exactly the same hue that you have seen in the Valley of the Lost. It says heroism. Then there is a red one, and the text says magic missile. And there is a white one, which says silent image. And you move to a black orb, which says false life. And then you go to a brown orb, the last one, which says featherfall. Now, I am not sure if any of these spells are on the spell lists of any of you, but you kind of recognize that these are spell names, obviously. So you heard about magic missile, So
everybody's experienced a magic missile now and again.
Yeah, so these are spells, either arcane or divine, but these are spells from different schools. Now,
well, it's a bunch of magic in there.
Now you move to the center of the spiral and touch the text there, which is a longer one, and it says, it translates to, I'm just trying to find it, I'm sorry. It translates to one who has gained attunement to all 8 schools of the Wonder Maker will be bestowed with the greatest blessing, the power to weave multiple spells into existence simultaneously without restrictions. So I'm going to repeat this again. One who has gained attunement, so this is the attuning to a magical item thing.
Mm-hmm.
One who has gained attunement to all 8 schools of the Wonder Maker will be bestowed with the greatest blessing, the power to weave multiple spells into existence simultaneously without restrictions.
Well, that seems dangerous.
Yes. If I hadn't taken another path in my whole life, that would be an amazing feat, I do believe.
Right, well, that's what it says. What to do with it, I don't know.
Lars, maybe one day, once you have mastered so many things, you could come back and claim such a thing.
I've already learned some tricks.
You
from Mayra.
You have learned several amazing tricks. This is true.
So in fact, this is what maybe more guys after.
Too true.
Wanting to get in this place, to get hold of this, to do something with it.
The orbs just became very important.
Well, we saw one of these, didn't we?
Mm.
Back in the island. This one.
Yep.
Yeah. So maybe these are placed. Now, there's no orbs here, right? It's a depiction of an orb.
It's
not like
it's a depiction of an orb. Actually,
Right.
I would say to make it, and I think it adds a lot that all of them has their names on it. So this one you're referring to, the purple one says Orb of Enchantment, Orb of Illusion, Orb of Evocation.
It makes sense. It makes sense that these things are placed all around the world. And Morgoth's got his agents going around trying to get attuned to it, so we can get all this done and then do all these things. So how do we stop it? And what we do with all this?
What is the can you make anything out of the runes?
There's runes?
In the next room.
He just forgot. He was overwhelmed at this moment, feeling insightful.
Right, I'll go check the runes.
Question: with the spiraling, I mean, just a small detail, but the spiraling kind of symbol is obvious that that's what that is.
Yeah.
Religion check or?
Oh, yeah. This is. I wanted to add this that obviously let's not forget that you can you can roll a religion check, but also I would like to note, and it's very important, you have this clearly in your mind that Arvenshi was a hierophant, like a super powerful cleric of the Wondermaker. And no check even needed. I mean, this is one of the most basic holy symbols in the world. This on the floor, the spiraling 8 colors, is the holy symbol of the Wondermaker, the god of magic. Okay?
Yeah.
So now you move on to the Tommy, if you can, or someone move racks around and all your tokens as you wish. Dorian Ballantyne is not in here, so you place him outside. As you move into the next section, the middle section, you see the body a bit closer, and you can see that it's a very simple setup. There's this basalt stone block, a skeletal body lying on a very intricately woven and embroidered white beautiful robe. Next to him, in his hand, and laid next to him, is a staff which has this magical runed stone at the end of it. It's obviously some sort of magic stuff. It even has some sparkles and lights on the top, and at the side of his head, there's the other part of this shell relic that you have in possession. Now, as you look around, you touch the runes on the floor and on the wall, and you understand Deep Sea Elvish, but you don't really understand what's written there. Like it's very complicated, arcane, and some of them are prayers, so you recognize some prayers that you might even know, but that's probably sheer luck if you touch the right one. But as you look around, it's all, one half of the room is all prayers, the other is all arcane, complex syntaxes for spells. So these are spells, and in terms of spells, I mean, divine spells such as prayers, done, written down in Deep Sea Elvish in this room or in this section of the Murex. But there's a lot of them.
Well, it's a room full of prayers, isn't it? And it looks like maybe people come here and then they do some praying before they go approach the body. Why
Could
do
have
we
been,
want to approach a body? I don't know.
could have been maybe his prayer book, spell book, as he developed in power and devotion.
Well, I mean, it'd be a lot to carry around, wouldn't it?
Sometimes just knowing that there's a place that holds it is all you need.
That's true.
So, is there something in here? So, part of what we've learned from here is that there are these orbs. And these orbs are located somewhere in the world. And attuning to each orb will grant this blessing from the Wonder Maker. The question is, where are the orbs? And where is what would ever give the information of where these orbs are hidden?
Or maybe he knows. Just kind of like nodding towards the body. I say we wake him up. Tell him it's all at stake. Everything's going to die. Morgoth's going to destroy it all. And Mr. Wondermaker back there, maybe he can help us.
Mira, can you bring it back from the dead? Like you did the elf?
Give it a nudge.
No, I cannot. My magic does not reach that far back.
I guess the elves would have tried already.
Well, Kylie sees that death is a natural part of the cycle. So, some things that have been gone from this world for that long, returning them is not in accordance with nature. I guess so. If we're now in this room, sorry, I was laughing earlier because I was trying to move Mayra's token. Only I was trying to grab a bush. Blends into the natural foliage.
I will help you. But before I help you, I would like to add that you have it right. Quite obviously, this references the orbs, and being attuned to the orb gives you a certain power, which is a blessing of the Wonder Maker. But also in the middle, it says where they all come together. The center of the spiral says that if you attune to all of the 8 orbs, then you have access to a certain power of limitless magic.
Right.
Now, you want to move closer.
And we see the shell, right? The other half of the shell.
And there's the other half of the shell, and you can see the writing on the shell, obviously.
Oh, well. When you're faced with a puzzle, you should put it together.
Yeah. And
But from close, so we have to approach them.
I mean, it's reading distances. I mean, where now Mayra stands, you can't read the small script in the shell. But if you move next to it, you can read it without, needing to turn it over. But
This is a tomb. I'm going to swim up and check out the body. Go ahead and just start swimming up to the body. Let's go look at it.
So you go there. The thing is that it's just like it describes. It's a very meatless skeleton, like a raw skeleton, in a very beautiful white robe with this magical staff next to it, and on the other side next to his head, there's this.
It's headless.
I'm sorry. Also, it's headless. I'm such a. It is headless. Okay. So
Well, he's not going to tell us anything.
Okay. Let's start over. There is this skeleton there. It's blackened bones, or without any meat, or it's like very clean, but blackened by time. There's this white robe on it. It doesn't have the head there. It's missing a head. And also there's the stuff, and there's the shell relic. If you look into the shell relic, it's the same image. So it looks the same, just the other half. I'm going to put this in very quickly. and you can read it, but only by touching it, obviously, because that's how your comfort languages work. So, where's the shrine? Where's the shrine? Here you go. Okay, you reach into it, or you leave it as this.
I'm just gonna swim nearby and keep an eye out.
Nothing happens. You're in the water. The body lays there. Its head is missing.
Right.
Actually, if you zoom on it, you can see it's missing the head. It's in its head.
There's the staff. And the shell.
So
Hint, hint, hint. There's a staff.
there's
Oh, they are thrown around. Yeah, they are lying there. I'm sorry, not next to them. Yeah.
so if the two parts of the shell are brought together,
Yeah, who knows? Let's try it.
Ko, I think, was standing back till they started like putting things together, and then would advance just in case something goofy was going to happen.
If he jumps up, I'll deck him.
If he jumps up, remember
In a
this
bad
is,
way. No, Mayra's gonna do the shell, and if this fella jumps up and is all angry, I'll grab him.
Remember, this is a holy man that has walked the earth a long time.
I'll grab
Maybe
him
we
gently.
Ask him to relax. Yeah. Let's ask him to relax.
Yeah.
Grab him with respect.
I'll grab him with respect.
And then if he still gets rough, then we can rough him up.
Respectfully restrain him. With all due respect.
So what do you do exactly?
oh man, okay. Alrighty. So we are taking out the other half of the shell relic, and we are seeing if putting together the two pieces of the relic, if like bringing the piece that we have to the
On top of it.
piece that's here.
So you can see it's by the wall, like like laying there, like neglected, thrown around. And I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Then go pick it up.
Sorry for my mistake here. Yeah, it's like thrown around, right? Because who knows? So you pick it up and put the two together, and nothing happens.
Interesting.
But you can see there's a writing in it, which again you don't understand, but it's totally different from the writing that you were
Right.
possessed.
So bring the second shell piece that we just discovered over to Rax, and there's writing in here. What is this?
Well, let me access my deep wealth of knowledge.
Take a look and see what I can decipher out of it.
Okay, so you touch it, and what it says is, at the Tower of the Kalhay. It is the same word as the Kalhay Sea, but it's written different, and it sounds as you read it, the word comes to you in a different dialect. Sort of, it doesn't say Kalhay, it says Kaelhai.
Looks like they tried to spell Kalhay, but they spelled it wrong.
At the Tower of the Kaelhai. And please roll a history check here, all you wise sages, please.
I do like having 0 pluses in so many things because I can just roll a d20 and not worried about it.
Yeah.
See what happens.
That's a
All
6,
right.
that's a 17.
Yep. No.
That's
no
a 1. Maybe Mara.
18.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't ring a bell to any of you.
So you said the room's kind of tossed over, maybe like a Tomb Raider was here.
One was here for sure.
Okay. I think Ko would go ahead.
But the door was closed, right? Locked.
Yes.
Rex can confirm it that it was locked.
Definitely.
I think Ko would go ahead and set the staff next to the guy, just to kind of straighten the tomb to restore some respect and some ambiance, just a warrior style.
As you have placed the two shell relics, I'm talking to Mara, I'm sorry, to April. As Mara places the two relics together, and even when you touch it, you can hear a certain like a whisper from somewhere, like without any exact origin. You place it together, nothing happens. You read it. Then Cole goes to pick up the staff, which is glowing bright, and you can hear this whisper.
Take the shell and the two pieces. So the first, what did it say? I'm going back to say, what did the first half of the relic say? It
says the orb of my ascension is.
The orb of my ascension is at the tower of the misspelled Kalhai. Okay. Orb of my ascension. Weird. Let me write this down real quick. And then hearing that, Mayra is going to say, I hear, as she's holding it, she says, when you bring these together and hold them, there is a calling, a voice.
No, when you touch the first one, lying on the floor, you can hear the voice, not when you put it together.
What's it say?
And I don't hear it holding the other one, just the first one.
When you reach down to pick up the first one or swim there, you can hear this ghostly moaning,
But I don't hear it from the second piece that we already had.
No,
just
you hold both in hand and then nothing, and then you're there. And then Cole picks up the stuff, and there is.
But at least we're not picking up the stuff. Oh no!
You hear this, but Cole places it back to the body.
Okay, and Mayra's gonna I'm gonna swim over to the body as well, the relic piece, and return the relic piece to him as well, and start looking for his head.
Well, you can easily, check the whole interior, and you don't see a skeleton head in there.
And Cole would have said too that he heard voices when he picked up the staff.
What's the voices say?
Didn't understand them.
Let me do it.
It doesn't say anything. It's a moaning. It's more.
It's moaning. I thought it was a whispering. I was like, I can tell what it says.
A whisper, or a moaning, or a hush, or just something like that.
Right.
So here's what I think. Orb of my ascension. We're talking about these orbs out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this tower, in this old version of the name, instead of Kyle Hay, it's Kyle High, right? That's what it used to be called back in the day. So now there's a tower. It's got one of these orbs in it, and it's the one that he needed. It's the last one to get all attuned, and he can weave it all together. So maybe we take the body to that place.
Interesting. Maybe we should discuss with the elves what they would have us do in order to respect the body and these relics.
What do you think, Mayra?
Yeah, I think we should consult the first trident.
That's two against one. That's what we'll do.
He's not far.
He's right outside the door, Rax. At least what we can do is bring him into this conversation. All right. So head back to the opening of the tomb, so that we can go have a tete-a-tete, a meeting of the minds with the first trident.
He immediately swims up to you, kind of shyly peeks inside, and sees the whole, color spiral, and is at Ave, and He's asking you, what did you find?
I think it would be in the best interest of what we are trying to do in opposing Morgar as well as helping your people, that you perhaps should examine it yourself.
No, I cannot go inside. This is my sacred vow. I can only protect this place, but not ever disturb it. I vowed now not to enter ever, and I would like to ask you, if you have found out whatever there was to find out, please exit and close it back, Rax. I would like to ask you to lock the gates.
With all due respect, which is a new phrase I've learned,
Pats him on the back.
it seems to me that maybe the things we need might be from this place. Now, somebody got the second half of that shell relic. The other half is in there. And that fella don't have a head.
What?
And, oh yeah, no, he don't have a head.
Oh my god! That's terrible.
You want to come see?
The body of
You don't
Arvenshi
believe
is
me?
missing his head.
Yes.
Oh, that's most violent. Oh my god.
Maybe you should
Why
come
would they-
confirm.
As I said, he says, I am not going to step into the tomb of Arvenshi, which I vowed not to do ever, and none of us will ever do. I would kindly ask you again, before we continue this conversation, to lock this door, and it should remain locked forever, or until the time we can find the skull of Arvenshi to return, to complete the body of our old ancient master.
Just looking at Ko and Mayra and Lars.
We want to be respectful of the whole process of restoring this great tomb to its sanctity. It may behoove us to take something to help find his head. Something of his to find what is he.
Well, the
Would this
relic
be-
also seems to give vital information, so we're certainly not going to leave that here. This tomb was, unless Arvenshi is helping us from beyond, it was incredibly easy to breach. So we shouldn't leave anything behind for our enemies.
Oh,
to
this
be
is
able
a
to.
sacred tomb of our legendary master. We must leave it intact, as our
not
ancestors and
intact
our
as it
ancestors before our ancestors did. Anybody who violates this tomb
Is going to what?
is going to suffer the consequences, either
From you?
by our hand or by the spirit of Arvenshi. I'm pretty sure the tomb robber who took the half of the shell relic and maybe even and he gasps before he says the head of Arvenshi, the skull of Arvenshi, must have met their doom already. I'm pretty sure if not yet, they soon will. I would strongly advise against removing anything from this tomb, and I must tell you, I must stop you if you do so.
Sometimes sacrifices need to be made.
There is no sacrifice to be made here. This tomb must stay intact.
With all due respect, it's only sacred to you. Your enemies don't care about it.
Morgar doesn't care,
Exactly.
and Morgar mustn't find the information within.
I have no idea how the tomb robber has found this tomb at all. In the first place, this is a secret. Even the location of this tomb is a secret.
Well, it's not a secret anymore. My advice is you relocate. It's not a secret. My advice is you relocate the tomb. Take the body, wrap it up, whatever you want to do, put a sheet on it, take it someplace that's newly sacred, hide it.
I'm
Because
not going
now
to take the
your
risk.
enemies know all about it. I know about it.
Don't tell my enemies, they should not know
I don't
about
plan
it.
on it, but if they shoot me with aboleth goo, I might not have a choice. Take the body, hide it from us.
I will
Hide it
send.
from everyone.
I will
Only you
send
know the
troops.
location. But this is no longer sacred. This is just a vault, isn't it? It's all it is now. Because people know. Your enemies know. It's not. If you want to do what's right, change the location. Make a new secret place. Don't tell nobody.
I understand your reasoning, good Rax, but this is not my decision. I can't make this decision for my people. I can't take the burden of this. This is an ancient sacred site that our ancestors and the ones before them have protected and tried to hide from it's the knowledge of it, the information of its location. Now, all I can do is send some of my men here to guard it at all times and to alert us if there is anything, if anyone approaches it. But for now, I would like to, with due respect, and he smiles, ask you to please lock it up with your magical keys and
I'm
keep
sorry,
the secret of this tomb to yourself.
We're not going to share this secret of the tomb, but that relic is not staying in there with the information that it has. Morgar and many of his minions, the lifespans that they have, if not during ours, then at some later point is going to get access. And Arvanshi would not want this, and this place is not well protected. And your few guards are not going to make a difference. So that information is not staying.
But now I tell you what, Morgar has. If Morgar knew what, where to look for the other part of the share relic, he would have come here already. He would have taken the share relic, and he would have learned what's on it. On the other hand, if this is the case, and this is likely the case, this was the case before the tomb robber came here, and this is the same case now. But Morgar has never found this place, and you know how we can avoid Morgar getting to know this place? I tell you how. We kill Morgar.
Oh, I will say, when he said, do you know how we get Morgar from knowing this place? He would have whispered like to whoever was closest, he's going to kill us. Get ready. Because he's going to be like, the only way to stop Morgar from knowing about this place is to take care of you. Because get ready for a fight.
He says, we must kill Morgar before he finds a way to find this. He had hundreds of years to find out. Yes, you are true. You are right, Rax. The information and the knowledge about this has already spread with you four. He can find out through you. He has vast magic at its it has vast resources of magic. He might even enter your dreams if it wants to. The only way we can stop it, wherever you take this share relic, it will be there. So Morgar can go after it, but what we can definitely do to stop this from happening is to kill Morgar. The day is coming closer when we will liberate our kin from the oppression of this monster.
Right, yes, of course.
And maybe it has come with you and with all these events unfolding now.
Right.
Oh, let me just confirm something with my companions real quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, before you do that, can you tell me what you found out inside?
That was what led to this week.
That seems wildly suspicious.
Right, Rex told him what we found.
What is that secret that you are so afraid of, that you have learned?
There is a pathway to unlimited power, and the relic inside gives the location.
What does it?
Well, you have to go inside to see that, don't you?
What did the other side as part of the relic say?
Stop. Cast Zone of Truth.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. He's watching you. He doesn't. You obviously see he doesn't know which gesture to follow. He's not a spellcaster. He's just watching you doing. What are you doing?
There.
Lady Myra.
All I do is I grab my holy symbol, and because Mayra's incredibly paranoid,
Which is understandable and very healthy. A secret to a long life.
Yeah. As soon as you do that, so let's see. Until the spell ends, a creature enters the spell for the first time on a turn starts as there must make a charisma saving throw. So it's going to get a charisma. He's going to get it. I'm doing it on the first trident, the supposed first trident.
But does he? Does he have
Yes.
to, or he can be honest about everything and he doesn't have to?
Yeah. I mean, you can always choose to fail a saving throw, though. Yeah, he could.
Yeah, he doesn't resist anything.
Can I just tell the truth?
Why would I do that?
So what do you do? Yeah, okay. So he stands there. He sees these powers, underwater. Just there's some light going off, and in a radius as well.
Why do you want to know where it's located?
I don't even know what you're talking about. He says, you found out something. This is the legendary leader of our people. I never, and none of my kin has ever set foot in here.
Answer the question. Why do you want to know the location?
I don't want to know the location. Of what? Yes. The orb of my ascension? What? Look, I don't even know what the orb of my ascension is.
Did we didn't tell him you said. We never said my ascension.
Oh, you did not?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the location of what?
Making sure.
Yeah, okay. So he goes, the location of what? I'm sorry.
We told you that there is a...
limitless power. Unlimited power, yeah.
Correct.
I am not a spellcaster. I couldn't not just use the sense of it even,
But you're still not answering my question. Why do you want to know the location?
I don't want to know the location of this.
Right.
Something that I don't know what it is. Look, Arvenshi has been always, he walked in mysterious ways. He spoke in mystery. He was a mystery to our people. And I am not sure what information you have found, but all I know that my knowledge combined with your knowledge that you just made, and even more that you might know, we never know how we can help our people against Morgar. If Morgar seeks something, and we know where that is, we can go there to set a trap for him, or we can, maybe lure him away. Look, the first part of our plan to reconquer and to free Arvenshi is to lure Morgar away. Because if he's present, we cannot deal with all the forces inside. He has Marsha, he has all these vile creatures in there that we want to get rid of before we face Morgar. Morgar needs to be lured away. If we know a way how to lure Morgar away, for example, that would help a lot. This is why I'm asking you all these questions. It might help our strategy. We're fighters, we're not magic users. We're not paladins like you are. We're giant seahorse riding, strong-willed, strong-armed, strong-hearted, loyal warriors of the Deep Sea Elf Nation. If we can, somehow help this, if you can help us liberate our city, maybe this is a historical moment we're standing at the footstep, the gateway to freedom. All under Zoltooth.
Ko has a plan, but John needs to make sure it could work. Can they see where he is entombed at all from the entranceway? Like that whole room.
So Ko is still back there?
Well, no, I think we would have all advanced. I would have been back there, but listening and planning and thinking and hearing the back and forth, and especially that both Rax and Mara think that we should have these articles. I think after hearing all that, Ko would advance and say, I understand that you need to protect this tomb and everything in it. I have sacred rights from my people that should be honored and finding a desecrated tomb, that I would not leave this tomb until they're done. But we thought it was important and right to at least let you know of this information and hope that you would help us within the tomb. But since you aren't, I would see those rites done before we leave, and it would be good if my compatriots would come with me to do said rites, and then we can seal the tomb, and though we think it unwise, depart. And then he would just start walking instantly back, because there's a sacred thing this guy's not going to cross, and he's hoping everyone would follow.
Rex slowly backs up.
And I know the long shot is the Mayra thing.
He
but,
says, all that belongs to Arvenshi should stay with Arvenshi, he says. You have learned what you wanted to learn as you move back in there. Well, at least two of you. You have learned what you wanted, what you had to learn, and maybe that is a key to unlock the liberty, the freedom of the city of Arvenshi and the Deep Sea Isles oppressed under Morgar.
We're just gonna double check.
Okay. He looks at Mara and says, "Look, you must understand. You're a paladin. I understand they might not understand, but please leave everything as it is.
I understand the tenets of my oath hold the freedom of all peoples. Morgar is a threat to not only your people, but all of the Opens.
He notes.
And so whatever we can do to bring an end to that must be done.
Yes.
And I understand that takes precedent over whatever. I am sorry. I understand your respect for your honored dead. I understand respect for your heroes. But Arvenshi is not here. And letting him go to the beyond with what may serve us now and could certainly serve his enemy.
What would serve you? And I'm really not sure if he's not here.
Protecting. Well, then he will let us know. And I'm sure he would support making sure that his power and the power of the Wonder Maker does not fall into those who would use it wrongly. Once we have done what we need to do with Morgar, who we know is actively searching this, then we can return it. But protecting ghosts and shadows does not take precedence over protecting the here and now.
He sighs, and if he would have air in his lungs, bubbles would come out, but now it's just the pressure of water coming out, moving the fine hair on the giant seahorse that he's sitting on, and he raises his riding trident and says, "I have spoken. The choice is yours." And then he goes in a circle.
Lars also swims out at this point. He sees that the guy's getting ready.
Ready for
to
what?
beef.
No, he doesn't fight. He's just backing up, and he has this sad expression about it, and says, "You have made your choice, and you will bear the consequences if there are any. This is a sacred tomb that should not be disturbed. And again, I can only reason that Morgar will find whatever you take from here, maybe even better than if you leave it here. This might be a protected, magically sealed and protected tomb. I mean, this is the tomb of Arvenshi. He has inscribed all of these inscriptions as I see, and he looks inside. Maybe those are protective runes there," and waves at the colorful twirl. That's the sign of that's the holy symbol of the Wonder Maker there.
Morgar wouldn't care about that. and it would break this shell in seconds.
I'm not sure. But yeah, well, he says, look, I am not going to confront you with force.
Well, here we go. Then we will ask the gods and let them, since this is a divine question, then we will look to the divine to guide us. I'm going to cast, let's see, how is this flavored? Because I'm going to cast Augury.
Oh, okay.
This is, I don't know what we started to, I don't have commune. But I am going to cast, and she has just a handful of different colored sea glass that she.
Oh, that's cool.
And she's gonna roll them bones. And talking about the results of a specific course of action, so removing the relic from the tomb, right? Because that's what we're all in agreement with. Is that's the
yes.
That's what's got the information that we don't want to risk falling into. Because the rest of it is like, yes, if you find these orbs, but there's nothing in here that tells the location of the orbs. There's nothing other than saying
and then some loot.
Right, exactly.
And the loot.
So specifically, the relic gives that location that seems to be big. So specific course of action, taking the relic from the tomb, and then rolling the sea glass to see.
You roll the sea glass on a flat surface just in front of the door, basically the gate, and everybody's watching. Everybody's watching and leaning over your shoulders, and you know if the sea glass there's 3 sticking together or like being very close together, and the other 3 very spread out, then that means a vole, and that's how they land. 3 very close and 3 very far.
So that means it could be good and bad?
No, it means it would be a bad idea.
Oh, it would be bad. Okay, I got you. Sorry. Totally misunderstood. All right. The gods have answered. Thank you, Kylie, for your grace. And is there anything else that we need to do here, or can Rax seal the tomb?
Wait, what happened?
Some dice have been rolled, some glasses have been rolled, some questions have been solved.
She throws the sea glass and goes, well, that's it.
Yeah. That's it, we go home.
Does that make sense to you? Rax, you really need to learn to, stop and listen when the divine speaks to you. You have
For someone who can read lost languages, he doesn't listen very well.
Right.
So does this confirm?
Yes.
Durante Balantaras. I am happy. I am happy that your god is on the side of, how to put it, cautiousness and logic. Look, if you took this relic, it could be anywhere. I really trust Arvinsh's powers to be, there is a reason why Morgar never found this place so far. Maybe it's protected by magic, I have no idea. But the answer's been given, and I'm really thankful to Kylie that this was the answer. Do you want to repeat this, or you trust the first instance?
Just to confirm, are Ko and I within earshot of all of this, or are we back in the tomb now? Okay, because I was about to say, what? So what do we want to take first?
It's your call. Please go ahead and tell me.
I do want to, because Ko went back because he's got a plan and he was hoping everybody was following him back. And
They did not.
I am in the tomb. Has anyone joined me? And can I hear what they've been talking about? Or is that far enough away I wouldn't have been able to hear?
Close, man. It's close by. I mean, you can hear them talking and they will tell you. I mean, obviously, Mara never run with you because he's outside rolling the bones. Tommy Ferromalar said probably to stay out. It's Rex maybe who went in.
Yeah, I think Rex went in with it. Right, what we doing?
Wait, so we would have heard everything? Sorry.
If nothing else, then Mayra would have just shouted out, "Ko, come back."
Okay.
We're still in the tomb. There's no reason to bring anything with us. Kylie has offered guidance.
Like they are making a plan on. Okay, you touch this, I touch that, and then we run whatever.
I've got something
and
that
then,
weighs as much as the shell.
yeah, the Indiana Jones
Get away
trick.
from the boulder.
and then Mary just as you would have touched it, and just Mary just said, "Stop it!" and come back, drop everything.
On especially with Mara's announcement, Ko would have done the actual rites that are of his people, and you would have heard him kind of done like a little bit of a throat type singing to like just be over the body. And once he's done, he'd look at Rax and then look down, kind of close his eyes and shake his head because he had a plan that we just can't do, and then walk towards Mara.
Okay, you all come out. Dorentil Balanta, the first trident, waits for Rax to jazz out from there, and
Thank you.
says, "Can you please, yes, close." He helps closing the gate, and with those
I'll use my magic key
magic
to
keys,
seal this lock.
please do. Okay, roll, please. I just please roll and
He hums a lot when he picks lock.
I would just like to see how easily these.
23.
How do you do that? 23? I mean, that's a dex check.
I've got a +9.
On dexterity?
Because I'm proficient with my tools.
You can add. Oh, okay. Anyway, you lock it. Tuk, 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 tuk. But very easily now. This time, you know there's 4 locks to be locked. Click, click, click. You push there, click, and the last one, and it's done. Dorentil Balantat looks at you and says, "Thank you, friend. Now, I suppose I would like to invite you back to Starhaven."
That would be fun.
Just looking at Mara.
Awkward silence.
We agreed.
Yeah.
We will make our decision soon, I guess.
There is a decision to make, yes. I would like to lay out, but before you make the decision, I would like to lay out the extent of our plan in front of you. Maybe even show you a map of the city of Arvenshi and Morgar's throne inside that. And tell you what we are planning so that you can decide if you want to join us and basically initiate this war against Morgar. I know it's a big undertaking, but first let me just, before you decide, and I know you are dedicated to the cause, but first hear me out and hear us out about our plan.
Should probably discuss this in Starhaven.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not that far. So you ride back to Starhaven. I mean, he rides and you ride, you follow along. And as you can see on the
Dog
map,
paddle all the way back.
It's super fast, right?
Really fast dog paddle. 35.
Right, he's got the
dog
fastest
paddle
swim
speed.
speed of all of us.
I'm a great swimmer.
you all go back to Starhaven. You enter the main door. I would like to ask my screen to refresh, please. Why does it not refresh? Does it refresh?
I cast refresh.
F5, F5, F5.
mystic language of old keys.
That's right.
And there we go. So you enter the gates and you go into this air-filled area. You can place your tokens if you like. We all know, you sit around the table and Dorentio Ballantyne and some of his men, including Aishley and Kigga Monfog, the half-orc sea ranger, who doesn't speak much, but she still, stands there next to Dorentio Ballantyne and listens eagerly what he has to say. He says, "Okay, we have gathered here to relay information about our plans and Morgar's location to these surface dwellers and individuals. Lady Mare, Rax, Prince Cole, and Feromalars," he tells to his people. "You all know the plan well. We have formulated it together, and we hope that it's convincing enough for these heroes to join us against Morgar in a historic event where we liberate the city of Orange in the age of the Dark Angels. Legendary Orvanshi took his people to the crevice known as the Abysmal Rift. Deep within this crevice lies the city of Orvanshi, and he lays out a map in front of you. Quite beautifully drawn, actually. As you can see, the screen. The city.
Nice.
The city is in the crevice, so it's a vertical city, basically. On the top, and Tommy, I would like to ask for your help here.
Point.
I need a pointer. Yeah. On the top, there's Morgar's throne. This. One sec, I need to.
What's the plan?
He describes the city, that's the plan, and then he says the plan. So, Morgar's throne is where Morgar lairs. We must lure Morgar away if you want to attack the city, if you want to liberate the city, if you want to attack Morgar. You need to lure it away, because besides the Kraken, his servants and the loyal deep sea elves, those who have fallen into the service and who have the traitors who have joined Morgar are still very powerful on their own. We need ideas on how to lure Morgar away. Once he's out of the city, we can reactivate. Tommy, can you show area 8, please? And he points at the map. We can reactivate the Facebreaker ward. This is an ancient magical device that creates an ancient magical ward that has been dormant since the destruction of Warversh. It creates a magical effect that negates teleportation back to the city. We know that it can be reactivated. This is unknown to Morgar, so Morgar doesn't know about its existence. It's deep underground within the rocks under the city, and we know that he doesn't know about it. And reactivating it requires invoking a sacred prayer to the god of magic, to the Wonder Maker, within its hallowed presence.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Who's to say that we lure this Morgar away, and then you just seal the city and stay in it because it's all safe now?
It's safe from teleportation. The Phasebreaker ward gives us time before Morgar can return. Basically, the only way he can, swimming back to the city.
Right, but what's the goal? Is it to take back your place, or is it to kill Morgar?
The goal is to weaken the forces within the city while Morgar returns by swimming. The time window will allow us to, first of all, investigate Morgar's throne, where there might be more information about its weaknesses or plans. This is its lair, an open area where, which of course had different uses previously, before Morgar's time. But now maybe we can use some information from its lair. That's minor. The most important that use of this time is, first of all, destroying Marsha, the Bile Spitter. Marsha the Bile Spitter is a formidable high priest mummy devoted to the god of death. This creature holds a powerful position of authority within the city. This is one of the main servants of Morgar.
What was the name again? Sorry, what was the name again?
It's Marsha, M-A-A-R-S-S-H-A, Marsha, the Bile Spitter. This vile hag of a mummy hag, is accompanied by a loyal entourage of 4 mummy acolytes. And she has demonstrated the ability to establish communication with Morgar in the past. So she needs to be taken out as quickly as possible. She's also a powerful priest, high priest of the god of death. Please go ahead and turns to you.
Well, what will be interesting enough to Morgar to lure him away? Because I do have an idea, but it's got to be something that he wants exclusively enough that would trust no one else to go check on it. Otherwise, it's got all these servants, no reason to leave the lair.
We know what it wants.
Yes.
Right. Here's an idea. I happen to have some aboleth goo. And we've got 2 spell slaves. We take one of them, hose him off with the goo, and then give him false information, send him out to Morgar to go relay it. And then Morgar's like, oh, I'll go check it out myself. And then leaves and goes to do it. And then we go in.
Yeah.
Classic switcheroo.
Exactly. But the information that, we relay must be very interesting to Morgar. And that probably has to do with something. I presume you don't know anything better than the Shadowlings themselves. Let me continue and we can come back to this issue later.
Okay.
So Marsha the Bile Spitter is a hag, mummy lord, and she must be taken care of because she has demonstrated the ability to establish communications with Morgar in the past. The other thing we must do before Morgar returns is sealing, or this is very important, sealing the Marrow White Caves. Do you know what a marrow is? I guess Marrow knows. Marrow is a gigantic underwater creature, and Morgar has raised some narrow whites. Actually, in brackets, you have met these narrow whites on the ship before, remember?
Oh, right. The first ship.
Yeah. So there is a vast cavern beneath Morgar's throne. Tommy, can you show, please? If the entrance could be sealed, then these marrow whites would be stuck inside the cave. We have identified a few points. Bringing down these, breaching these points would not, like, structural weak points. If you know, while breaching these points would not bring down the immense structure of Morgar's throne itself, but it could unleash a torrential cascade of boulders upon the marrow white lair, potentially resulting in the demise of numerous creatures and sealing it off. So then, with this move, we could easily seal them off and get rid of the marrow white troops of Morgar. Now there is one who is most, for me to speak of even, is most heartbreaking. The motivations are probably even the most vile. All the rest are monsters craving power and dominance over our kin. But this one, Arvastan Perlanstil, Arvastan Perlantasil, is a traitor of our kin. The master of zombies, as he calls himself, is a wizard of modest power. He oversees a dwelling shrouded in an unceasing horde of zombies, raised from our own kin. Their presence hauntingly lingering around its perimeter. Within the depth of his easily accessible Abode, his loyal agents congregate, and they actively make plans against our kin. These traitors must be dealt with. He spies, and also himself, the master of zombies. This necromancer controls the zombie armies of Morgar. So once he is dealt with, the zombies will be without control. And also, as a last point, we ourselves, the Knights of Arvenshi, would take on the burden of fighting the marrow whites, whoever surfaces from the caves, and also these zombie hordes, while trying to make an escape route for all of the rescued inhabitants, ensuring their safe passage to a secure location. While we do this, you would be able to achieve some of these achievements that we just discussed. If these are dealt with, we could stand the chance against Morgar and face it one-on-one. I will be there in the fight with you, as will be my men, and as will be all of the rescued deep sea elves and merfolk. But for them to rise, we must convince them. We must go to the face. We must call them to the Facebreaker ward, which is a secret location unknown to Morgar. And while he's away, we need to convince them that we are going to deal with Arvastan Perlantasil, the Master of Zombies, and the Marrow White Cave, and Marshal the Bile Spitter. If they see success, they will definitely regain their courage, and they will fight with us. There's many of them. They can be united into, a massive force. We have hidden weapons near the Facebreaker ward already. There is a secret entrance to the city. We have, over these long years, we have taken lots of weapons in there, and they can pick those up and fight alongside for their own liberty. What do you say?
So what we have to do is lure away this beast and then kill 3 individuals, and then the people will rally.
It's 2 individuals and sealing a cave to keep the marrow whites inside.
And then face Morgar itself.
Yes, then we face Morgar.
Because I assume that as soon as we activate this ward, even though he cannot return, he will know that the city, something is happening.
I am not.
If his lair is
Correct.
located within the city.
I would say if he wants to teleport back, I think yes. We know that Morgar is capable of teleportation. We've seen it happen before. And the Facebreaker ward will give us the edge. That he's not going to be able to do so.
He's not going to be able to teleport into the city.
Immediate.
But he can teleport outside.
Yes.
So it buys a
Outside
few
the ward.
seconds. Yeah. It buys us a few seconds, which is valuable.
Right, I'm trying to figure out how much time we will have. Unless
Yeah.
how
We don't know how big the ward is.
We know it's
Interested.
yes. He says all I can help you with is that it's a 25-mile radius ward.
so when this ward goes into effect, will this Marcia and anyone else that supports Morgar know that it is in effect?
No.
Right.
We learned that this is an invisible magical ward that just doesn't allow teleportation. We have also learned that it's a 25-mile radius. Now, I'm not a person of numbers. I cannot calculate myself, but maybe you can.
So the first thing is to lure him away, activate the ward, and then this Marcia would be our first target so that she cannot communicate any disturbance in the city to Morgar to buy us as much time as possible. With that, the citizens, making them aware that we are retaking the city. We've already destroyed Marcia, should hopefully give them the incentive of those who will fight with us. And then at that point, if you can take back your city while we go after the second target, Harveston. Does that?
I think we should enter the city through our secret tunnels.
Right.
Call the people of the city of Argashi to the Facebreaker ward's secret chamber. It's located in a huge cave. We can all easily come together there. We can convince them, as you said, and we can prove ourselves to them by destroying. We unleash. We go against the zombies and the masses of the hordes of zombies, which obviously you 4 would be too few to handle on your own. In the meantime, if you swiftly take out Marsha and the caves, maybe starting with the marrow, because there's numerous marrow whites in these caves. You see this hole in the middle of the city. If you can seal that off, that sends a signal, and then you can go against Marsha even, or start with Marsha so she cannot communicate. I mean, I don't know, I'm not sure. We must set up a proper, priority of moves.
Again, so
I don't know if you can take out Marsha silently. If we can, then the marrow whites might not, realize that, and then you can seal them off.
As I said, so that if we can enter the city, or through this secret tunnel, activate the ward, and then if we can go after Marsha and her acolytes as our first target to then shut off communication.
Yes.
And then...
Yes.
And then we come back to the safe place around the ward to call the citizens. We've already given them the evidence.
We must seal off the marrow whites. That's very important. There's a lot of them in there.
Absolutely. What the idea is that we rally those allies we can in the city.
Yes.
And enlist their aid as well. Then we can... Some of them can... They're far more familiar with the infrastructure of your city to be able to close off the marrow caves, the marrow white caves. They can close the city. You can fight the marrow whites and the hordes, and we will go after Arviston. The four of us will go after Arviston, and at that point you can fight the troops of zombies, but you will have the citizenry there to help you. Those who are able to bolster your numbers. That's...
I think this plan is getting where it should be, but maybe I would suggest the Master of Zombies is not as powerful as Marsha the Bile Spitter. He's just
puppet.
He's a puppet, but he's more of a nuisance to. I mean, you see them being very angry at these traitors, so you see that their motivation in dealing with him is more of the anger side and the retaliation side and the revenge side than actually fearing his powers. They even, despise him. There's like not such a big, deal of a wizard either. So all his spies are, a handful. Luckily, not many of us became traitors. But the very, very fearsome and frightening part of the story is the marrow whites and Marsha. Maybe you can split, two of you handle the boulders, while the other two of you take out Marsha while we fight the zombies, because the zombies are everywhere. So our troops are all, 50 of us or 25 of us, 30 of us, I don't know how many of them are there. We can fight and take the attention away from you while you do these tasks. Once the people see that these major threats have been taken care of, they will definitely pick up those weapons that we have hidden in the cave of the Oathbreaker ward, and they will fight. They will join our fight. Also, we need to, take care of children, women, elderly. We need to rescue them. So many of them will be occupied by that. And I'm also never mentioning the merfolk who live with us. The merfolk will join us the same way.
And Gulan Torcio.
Oh yes, and somebody says from the side, "First Trident, don't forget Gulan Truxio." And then he says, "Oh yes, an old friend, a corpse of an old friend reanimated by Morgar. The deep, what's the name? The dragon turtle, who was the guardian of the city under Armansh's rule. Gulan Truxio has been turned into a zombie. He swims above the city, way, way above the city. And he is basically as a watcher for Morgar, for any intruder into the city.
So he was raised by Morgar and is not under the control of Arvistan.
Yes, no. It's a servant of Morgar. Morgar is a powerful arch necromancer. So. Poor Gulantroxio. I remember my grandfather used to tell me tales how they rode his back.
So, again, it seems this is better served as a stealth mission to take out specific targets and eliminate. Because as soon as this sea turtle, the zombie sea turtle, sees activity down in the sea.
Dragon turtle, Rex.
Right. This zombie dragon turtle sees fighting in the streets or throughout the city, it is going to know something is afoot and is also going to enter the fray.
Yes.
And it's not going to try to teleport, it's just going to swim in, correct?
Yes, it must be dealt with, unfortunately, before.
So, shall we kill the dragon turtle first, right?
Yes.
And then we sneak in.
Yes.
So we've got to lure the dragon turtle away,
If we
Morgar away.
If we kill the dragon turtle, is that going to draw the attention of...
No, it is encircling the city high above, like hundreds of feet, like 500, 600, 700 feet above, just circling in a dull,
Or we go after the dragon
mindless way, just acting as a guardian above the city.
So we have to lure. So the first step is Morgar has to be lured away, because if we destroy his turtle, he is going.
Has to. Cove's getting upset, like just hearing the plan. Sorry, keep on going, April.
So, if Morgar is in the city, and we end this zombie dragon turtle, Morgar would notice that, unless he's away. But if he's away from the city, he will not notice.
Yes, and he's always in the city most of the time.
Okay, so we have to lure Morgar away, destroy the zombie dragon turtle, enter the city and activate the ward.
Yes.
I still say our next step is to move on Marcia and her acolytes and take them out without notifying. Then at that point, we can go to the White Cave and seal it. And then whatever you and your knights are going to do, or pulling your citizens, and then we will go after Arvistan, because as he controls the zombies, if we take him out, then it will leave. Does Mayra know what happens to zombie hordes when the master?
He doesn't. No, not really. But you can roll a religion check if you want. But he says that the master of zombies is not controlling all of the zombies, and these are basically. His task is to basically use some of the zombies, like a limited number, and one of these knights just shouts in that if I knew what's the spy's name, Tommy? Can you please check? Kirlian said. Kirlian said he can handle a 24 zombies maximum, and then the first trident nods. Right, so he uses this handful of zombies for specific tasks when instructed by Morgar to do so. Otherwise, there are lots of zombies, so we must go in. We must. And he shakes his head. These are, you must understand, these are our own kin, raised as zombies. My family might be there. But still, we must fight them and we must destroy them while you undertake these submissions.
Sorry, it's Crinant Silinal.
Crinant Silinal.
Who's actually Dorantil Balandal's half-brother.
Yeah. My half brother is in the city, and he's helping us with information, and he can rally, and he can help us gather everyone in the secret cave of the Facebreaker Horde if needed. They will rise. They will all rise, and then all these they get pretty heated that you're talking about this. This is actually happening after decades, of oppression, and one of them shouts in and says, "Of course they will rally. Of course they will fight." And then they all shout, "We will all fight! Yes!" And they go really, enthusiastic about the whole thing.
Can you seal the Marrow White Cave?
Yes, we will seal the Marrow White Cave.
Right, then we can take that off of our to-do list.
We can do that.
Look over it, Co.
We can do that. We can take some of these tasks. Yeah.
All right.
So let's talk about this dragon in the sea. How do you feel about it?
How do I feel about a dragon in the sea?
No. A dragon turtle.
Well, I mean, it's a sea. They usually have dragon turtles.
No, I know that, but it's a zombie. It was a champion, and now it's been turned against its people. I don't know. I mean, I've no problem putting it to rest, but I don't know if there's a way to unzombify a zombie.
Rax, I always enjoy your insights, and you're getting to the point just in a delicate way. This plan is full of so many ifs and the reliance on a host of allies that are not here and thens. And let's say if the first two things go wrong, the plan doesn't advance for the next generation. If I would throw away my life, I would see the cause advanced. We are not ready for this to happen. We need allies, resources, powers. With what we saw within the tomb, there leads to chase down. Even if we had half of what the tomb promised, there would be benefit to the whole. And the timing of just the first cause is still infuriating to me. And you say, I think he hits the table at this point. Like, what if Margar just gets called to the surface? Literally, he could be back within seconds.
Yeah, if he can teleport and he doesn't have to swim back, he could just jump back.
Exactly. This is a huge flaw within the plan. He is massive and fast, and even on those things, his spells can reach.
Okay, so Dorante Balenthal stands, and I think this should be a final sentence before we make a decision next week and continue this argument. He stands and hits the table the same way you did and very angrily says, "This plan might be full of ifs, as you said, but nobody ever wins without trying. We must go and try our best, and if we must, we will improvise, and if we must," and he looks at his people, "we will die there alongside, trying."
I choose the first one.
There is a lot more to discuss, and he also adds that the Facebreaker Horde is for sure is gonna work and all that. But we will continue this next week. I would like to ask about your thoughts. Ask you about your thoughts about this session and what's happening and what's unfolding here.
I will say I appreciated that the tomb was not just, I like that it wasn't like trap after trap after trap after trap after trap, and that it was
Trap, monster,
it was
trap,
information, and it was a tomb. I think so often in role-playing games, it's like anytime you go into a tomb, you're like, okay, everybody get ready. Lots of zombies, lots of undead, lots of traps, and we're all gonna die. But it was like it was a tomb, and there may have been some trapped things in there, but I like that it was a tomb, a proper tomb. That was like, oh, this is really nice. Really nice.
Refreshing.
And it was refreshing. Yeah, I was like, oh, great. And it was beautiful. I thought everything about it was really beautiful. I appreciate all the mystery. I like that we don't know. And this guy was like, where's his head? Like, who got in there? Who took it? I definitely have some things I want to do in character to bring up next time. But yeah, I loved the tomb experience. I thought that was great.
Very happy to hear.
Yeah.
April, John?
Yeah, so a lot going on, and I think it's kind of nice to have allies who already have at least the bare bones of a plan that you can then start to wrestle with. And so and obviously we're going to continue to wrestle on whether there is a plan. but yeah, that was kind of it one shows there's an entire world and pipples in it, and they're doing stuff and they're moving forward, and they have things that you're gonna go. I liked the jellyfish. I'm gonna call it a jellyfish, of being able to communicate. And what was funny to that was, because of course we were all primed and ready because it looked so big and dangerous. And the first trident immediately was like, oh, let's go. And of course, I think being a very at the ready party, it's always, hey, hit him with the pointy end. And it came to me, wait a minute, Mayra's a trident. Duh, I know this. It's easy to get lost in the moment and not thinking, well, what does that mean? She grew up in the ocean. Yeah. And then just like if you're in the woods walking around and you see things, you go, oh, wait, that's something in its natural habitat. Yeah. I shouldn't start killing bears because I came into their home.
Yes.
And so that was Mayra very big. I was like, oh yeah, she would have the same thing. Wait a minute, this is not necessarily a wizard's mouth, something.
Yeah. And you see the role just backed it up,
Right, is that she's like, wait a minute, no, this is, yes, the creatures can be dangerous, but this is their home, and we just stumbled on it and its meal. So the first thing would be, and since she can communicate with Uncle Beast, is, well, we'll try that. Then if it turns out to be some kind of horror that's like, haha, I'm gonna eat all y'all too, then we can deal with it. But anywho,
it's pretty dangerous, actually.
Yes,
the death jelly deals death by stopping your heart.
That's poison, yeah.
No, it stops your heart. It's not poison.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was directed, beautifully executed.
Yeah,
John?
and then,
sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead, John.
Just the gamer in me just excites of like, oh, go do these 9 things and get unlimited power. Like, it's like, oh, I'm gonna switch to a wizard. That's fine. I was never an Echo 9. I was just playing that off. Yes, like the sandbox with consequence of like, okay, we have the urgency, we have the next step, but there are things that need to happen to a certain extent. I like the tension, and I like that it'll probably end with a couple fights. I think that's great.
Yeah. I would like to add that this situation and this standoff and Morgar's rule has been on for decades, so there's no sense of it. It's just these guys being very enthusiastic about finding you and trying to draw you into their cause, so let's keep that in mind. Tommy, anything to add?
I'm just curious what you guys think about the orb info, and what's your guess at this point on what that is, or?
I have a thought. I can jump in. I don't want to interrupt anybody. I'm like looking around like, who's
no.
Talk?
The question has been questioned.
I mean, if we're talking about ascension and we're talking about somebody achieving godhood and things like that, right? Like, what's the next level for someone like like Morgar, how do you get more power, right? There's this jump you have to make. There's like limits within the world. You can only have so much, but then there's this next level that requires some very significant things to get. And if you are going to be able to weave multiple spells together, I'm sitting here thinking there's got to be some amazing combination of certain spells that a wish and permanency, like whatever it is that you can have happen at the same time to achieve some kind of outcome that, having access to all these spheres and being attuned to them and being able to blend a couple of spells into one big massive spell, certainly that would allow you to accomplish kind of your goals. So, I mean, that
you hit the key thing. He's trying to become a god.
Right.
Because that's the next step up, which I was going unlimited cosmic power as a wizard genie or whatever. But I didn't even think about the fact that that's what it is. That's
totally.
what the intention is going to godhood. Possible.
Maybe. I leave you with two thoughts. One is that Dorian Tilbaran told you that from their history they know that Arvenshi has accumulated such powerful necromantic energies that he was able to transform himself into something of a higher existence and that's how he killed off the Dark Star, and that's how he battled Morgar, but perished eventually. The other thing is that we have seen this little wretch of this half-red dragon gnome collecting the essence and consuming it. Actually, you have the essence in yourself, in your possession, from one of these orbs. So let me leave you with that, and let's continue next week unfolding the mysteries at hand. So thank you everyone for watching. Thanks to John and April and Joe from Twice the Dice for being with us on this perilous underwater journey. Please visit their channel where April and John plays Crown of the Oathbreaker. And please check out elderbrain.com if you're interested in Torrents of the Spellhoarder or Crown of the Oathbreaker, and catch us on Discord. Please also like this video and subscribe to our channel to keep track of our future sessions. And please leave a comment if you have something to add. We're happy to answer. Thank you so much for joining us today, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.